I didn't know who would be honored to read that first reading. I sort of knew it was going to be a woman. Got the heavy concentration of women today in church. But we have to look at that reading from several perspectives. The idea that he's telling, be subordinate to one another, wives should be subordinate to their husbands, and first as head of the church, as Christ is head of the church. And then it goes on to explain that analogy. First of all, the background of Ephesians they were going through a change of theology, and the people were looking forward to the second coming soon, in the time of Paul, in this case. And knowing that thinking that the second coming was imminent, they took on a habit of celibacy. Husbands and wives did not have intercourse, they stayed away from each other, so they wouldn't produce babies during the second coming. I wasn't there, that's what they thought. It sounds logical, but the theology has gotten so out of hand, and some fundamentalist Christians have taken that as subservience, women being subservient to the husbands. Paul makes that very clear, what the subservient behavior is. It's as Christ is to the church, we should be subservient to him. And as Christ loves the church, the husband should love the wife. The husband should love his own body as he loves his wife's body, because Christ is the church. So we can't put it down like a reading of prejudice today. We can't say it's a misogynist interpretation. People like to do that. They go back into history 2,000 years. Oh, he meant this here, he meant that there. Get it straight. Know the real history, and you'll know what the authentic intention of the author was. And this in Paul today is so beautifully summarized when he says the two are to become one flesh. Now, and children should love their parents. Yesterday on Facebook, I saw my niece picking pumpkins with her 2 college-age students. One came up, one came down. One came from Washington, and one came from Providence. And her comment on it was just a mother taking care of her kids, picking pumpkins. But her comment was, what a joy they provide her. What a joy they had in their intentions to come in and show their mother the fact that they wanted to be near her for this past weekend as they prepare for Halloween and any festivities. But her comment was even more beautiful, the fact that she was so touched by it. And that's what we're talking about with the scriptures today, to be touched by love of the people that are in our homes, our families. To be touched by that love means to be anchored by that love, to be feeling and experiencing that love, good times and bad. Don't forget that one. Good times and bad. During times of sickness and times of celebration. God knows us. Jesus Christ knows us. So he gets this great metaphor of us loving the church and applies it to us. How we love each other, how we love those who are married, husbands and wives, is a metaphor for how Christ loves his church. And of course, the children from that marriage gives more glory to God. It's funny, that's not funny. During the marriage ceremony, we always bless the bride and groom at the end of the ceremony, that they have many children, God bless them. But we always say, so the children can increase the family and the church. So we are closely knit as a church to God, as a family on earth to God. What we do, how we love, how we interact, really shows us who we are and shows the world who we are. People who love. And Jesus likes to throw out little metaphors. And it's funny because today's metaphor is a little chauvinistic. He talks about a man planting a seed, and then he talks about a woman kneading dough. No great shakes. You know that roles were very clearly defined in the time of Jesus. Not so much today, but I think my niece certainly defines her role as a mother and a wife very clearly. And she's not in the Black Ages. She's not behind us. She's with us. She's a practicing attorney and a teacher. She knows what she's talking about when she expresses her love for her kids and her spouse. What a metaphor we have from God, who loves us like his own kids.